How's it going, everybody? My name is Jesse and I am back for another comic book video. Now today I am wearing a Big Bang Theory t-shirt for this week's list. I am going to be reviewing on the next couple of videos the geniuses in Marvel and DC. Now I'm not going to be able to name all the geniuses out there. There are actually a lot more than I even realized. But what I'm going to do is name the top 10, in my opinion, the top 10 geniuses in Marvel. So today on this video, I'm going to be reviewing the top 10 genius heroes in Marvel comic books. And let's kick this off with number 10. Number 10 is Sage. Sage, name unknown, first appeared in X-Men 132 in 1980 under the handle of Tessa. She would later change her name to Sage in X-Men Volume 2 109 in 2001. And Sage is an interesting mutant. Her mutant power is cyberpathy, and what that basically translates into is she has a brain that works like a computer. She can multifunction on a task that is just unheard of. As in, she can replay a movie watching in her head, play a chess match, review battle with an opponent while doing mathematics on an incredible level without diverting any memory from either of those tasks, because the way she can focus her mind to work on all of those. She can also erect a firewall in her brain to keep other mutant telepaths from reading her mind. Now, number 9 is relatively new on the scene. He only came out in 2009, but he is a genius. So, let's do it. Number 9 is Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear, and I hope I'm saying that right, first appeared in Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel number 1 in 2009. Now his origin story has him taking place back in the 60s. He was magna cum laude at Cornell University. He wasn't born with his powers. That happened later from an antimatter experiment. Adam Brashear is a genius in the field of theoretical physics and has made extraordinary strides in the research of antimatter. And number 8 has been around just as long as Marvel has been around, and some people seem to forget that he's a genius, but he definitely is. Number 8 is SpiderMan. SpiderMan, Peter Parker, first appeared in Amazing Fantasies number 15 back in 1962. Spider-Man is a genius, and I'm not talking about the superior Spider-Man where Dr. Octopus had taken over Peter's body. I'm talking about Peter Parker being a genius. He has an IQ that's just north of 250. He is academically gifted, has an affinity for all sciences, and some of the top names on this list have commented about how smart he is and complimented him on his intelligence level. Now we're going to go ahead and group number 7 and number 6 together, because while one may have control over the mind, the other one spent most of his career losing his. Number 7 is Professor X. Professor X, Charles Xavier, first appeared in X-Men number 1 back in 1963. He has been given the title of Professor, being a teacher at the Charles Xavier Institute of Higher Learning. He is a naturally gifted genius, and he also attended Oxford University. He is the leading authority of genetics and mutation and psionics, being a telepath. He has developed a number of technologies to help him increase his psionic powers. such as building Cerebro, which helps him to locate and identify other mutants around the world. Number 6, Henry Pym. Dr. Henry Pym first appeared as himself in Tales of Astonish number 27 in 1962. He wouldn't appear as Ant-Man until Tales of Astonish number 35 in 1963. And then proceeds to have one of the biggest cases of identity crisis. Now, I'm not going to name all the back and forth that has happened all the time. I'll just tell you when he took the various forms. Now, I mentioned Ant-Man. He became Giant Man in 1963, Goliath in 1966. First time as Yellow Jacket in 1968, suffering a mental break. He became the Dr. Pym, scientific adventurer, in 1987, took the identity of the Wasp in 2009, and then in 2015, while he is Yellow Jacket in the normal storyline, they also introduced a future comic where he became Ultron. Now, all the slowly losing his mind stuff does not take away that he is a scientific genius, has written books and released many patents. His high IQ makes him one of the 9 smartest people on the entire planet, even rivaling that of Dr. Reed Richards. And for a while, he was even calling himself Scientist Supreme, claiming to be the smartest. And the next 5 people on this list are part of the current form of the Avengers Illuminati. Some of them are not part of the original Illuminati. This was the Illuminati that was brought together to stop the Earth incursions. Now, these aren't all the people that are on the current form of the Illuminati. This is just some of the geniuses, but all of them are members of the current version of them. Number 5 is Beast. Beast, Dr. Henry McCoy, or Hank McCoy, first appeared in X-Men number 1 back in 1963. He did not always have the blue fur that we know today. He developed the blue fur while trying to cure himself of being a mutant. He is not a mutant by a cause of the mutant X gene. His father worked at a nuclear power plant, which altered his father's genes, which produced Hank to become a mutant. Hank is a genius in genetics, biochemistry, and electronics. He also has an eidetic memory. He can recall complicated mathematical formulas, literary art, even a comic strip by just having to read it just once. Number 4 is the Black Panther. Black Panther, T'Challa, first appeared in Fantastic Four 52 in 1966. Among the genius level intellect that T'Challa possesses, he is a polymath genius with an eidetic memory. His IQ is so high, he is also considered one of the 8th smartest people on the planet. He has a PhD from Oxford University and also created a new form of science called shadow physics, which allows him to be able to detect vibranium on a quantum level and even craft weapons that would be effective against vibranium. Number 3 is the Hulk. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Hulk? Why would he be on the smartest list? Well, the latest incarnation of the Hulk is actually perfect. The Hulk, Bruce Banner, first appeared in Incredible Hulk number 1 back in 1962. The latest incarnation of the Hulk is known as Doc Green. He is the perfect merge of Bruce Banner's intellect and Hulk's body. Dr. Bruce Banner is a super genius in nuclear physics. His intelligence is so high, it cannot be properly measured. He is one of the 8 smartest people on the entire planet. Bruce Banner has also been regarded by Tony Stark to be the greatest nuclear scientist on the planet. He's also trained in biology and engineering. Now we're down to the last two. It could be argued over whether number 2 and number 1, which one is actually smarter. They're both genius inventors. They both use the stuff that they come up with on a regular basis. I had trouble choosing, but I finally came down with a comparison of who I thought was number 2 and who I thought was number 1. Number 2 is Iron Man. Iron Man, Tony Stark, first appeared in Tales of Suspense number 39 in 1963. If you know anything about Tony Stark, you know that he is a super genius. He graduated from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology at the age of 17 with the highest honors. He has built like 40 different Iron Man armors, even put the extremists in his blood so he can communicate with technology directly. He was the main force behind Civil War. He even built his very first armor while being a POW in a Vietnam camp. He had some incentive because he's trying to save his own life, but having very major technologies to create something that sophisticated is impressive. He is also one of the 8 smartest people on the entire planet, if not the smartest. Number 1. Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, first appeared in Fantastic Four number 1 in 1961. Reed is so smart, I could spend the better part of a day listing all the skills that his brain is capable of, but since we don't have that kind of time in this video, I'm just going to go over some of the few things that he's capable of. He is one of the 8 smartest people in the world. He is a visionary and machinesmith. He's also very skilled in the arts of, well, he's a master in the art of electric, mechanical, aerospace engineering, electronics, chemistry, all level of physics, a number of alien technology and biology, and that's just a few of the things that makes Reed Richards Mr. Fantastic. And that's what makes it so hard to say whether him or Tony Stark is number 1, which is why I ended up choosing him on this list. Well, that's my list for Marvel's top 10 genius heroes. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I enjoy making it. I know I left a couple of geniuses out. Believe me, I found a lot more hero geniuses than you realize. But that's just who I got on this list. If you'd like to leave a comment, you can go ahead and leave a comment here, or you can do that on my Facebook page, which I'll leave the information in the credits. You can also follow me on Tumblr. I do a blog every Sunday, and I'll put the information in the credits. If you do like my videos and you like what I'm doing here, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then watch all my other videos. Now, this is just the first part of the geniuses, so if you want to see more, then you'll have to wait till next weekend to see the next one. And until then, I'll see you.